Well, this is Baruch Fleischman here, and I am at the Tikkun elevator call-out, sitting in the chair, looking to get uplifted here. We're going to learn the Zohar Kodesh, from the Mafat Midrash, using his Pirush on the Zohar to help us out. We'll read the Zohar first, then we'll come back. As a little introduction, I need to tell you that one of the things that preoccupies the Zohar are the relationships between men and women, in other words, sexual relationships. And so it's very important for the Zohar to understand that having the proper relationships is very important to developing a place in the world for the Almighty to be able to exist. So here he comes over here and he brings up this idea. This is Rabbi Shimon speaking. There are three that push away the Shechina out of the world. The garment, the diurikeva, the gudra of Arichu, lo chave ba'alma, and it causes those people who stand by the Kodesh Baruch Hu will not be here. V'nei noshat tzvachim v'lo aleichem, and people cry as a result of this, but their voices are not heard. They don't know. No one knows. Bilon inun. Now he wants to talk about the three types of people and the relationships that push the Shekhinah out of the world. Man deshchiv benida. He says the first thing is a person who lives with a menstruant. Now, for those who are not familiar with the Torah, that there is a prohibition of sleeping with your wife while she is menstruating. There's a biblical prohibition, and there's also a rabbinic prohibition. Begin to list because there is nothing more tumadik in the world that would be more tumadik than one who becomes tame with a woman who is menstruating. It actually is the worst kind of tuma that you can have in the world. So he says this person makes other people tame. All those people that come near to him, we made to become tame just like him. Because the Oslin is Dakish Kintarim Kamichael. So everywhere he goes, godliness leaves in front of him. Not only that, Ella the Garim Marin Bishan, but he caused bitter, very bitter occurrences bad things to happen to people to happen. Al Game to himself, Al Hahuzar the Yoled, and for his children who are born. The Canaan, the Yikrach of the Barnash, the Gabinida, because once a man comes near a Nida, in other words, Garnati means as relationship with a menstruant, so he says that the Tuma has the ability to jump onto him. And it remains with him in every single organ, every single limb of this person. Zara the Yoli Bahaku Shata, so if as a result of living with the Nida, the children that are born as a result of that at that time, Maski Malboy Ruach Mis'aba now dwells on that person a Ruach of Tuma. Because Yomoya Hibis'aba, and his whole life long, that person will be living in Tuma. The Habinyan of the Yisoda delay, because the structure, the basic foundation of this person, Ihu B'Mis'aba Rab B'Takiv, it is a kind of a Tuma, an uncleanliness, a ritual uncleanliness, that is tremendously powerful. The takif becomes sa'aba da'alma from any other kind of tuma. The miyad the yakari barnas the gabe nida, because immediately when a person comes to live with a nida, hahu b'misa'ava of doligal, that element of tuma that is found within a menstruant woman jumps onto the person. That's it. The sahi nidosa olav, that her menstruation or menstruance will be on him. Now let's come over here and let's see what the Matot B'Devash has to say on this pasuk, and we'll read as much as we can of the light print. And it says like this: "V'ata mafarish ma'almaso shav yisachol b'galus." He said, "But the galus of Mitzrayim." So now we want to talk about this. He says that how we conduct ourselves, the real quality of the Jews when we were slaves, when we were in Mitzrayim. Hagam shehoya b'tzar tachas sivlos Mitzrayim, besides the fact that we were in tremendous pain because of the burdens that the Egyptians put on us. And then he says, of Amar Shalosha Avonos, there are three sins. Heim Hadoichem as a Shechina, that keeps the Shechina away. That means the presence of God and the goodness of God, that they dwell in the world. Echod, the first one, Hashochev Nida. The first one is called the one who lives with a menstruant. Base. The second one, Hashovchev Im Goya, a man who lives with a non-Jew. The third one, the Gimel, Hagoran Lahames over the May Isha, another person. He's talking here about get the word out, Bob. I'm trying to get the word out here. He says to a person who has an abortion. That's what it is. Called the Goyim Lahames over, that is the embryo. The May Isha in the Farsh for Azal, as he's going to explain this as we go along. These are the three: person who lives with a nida, a person who lives with a Gentile, and a person who performs an abortion on his unborn child. So he's the gorman the Rasa shall the Kodesh Baruch Hu lo tihi olam. It causes that the dwelling of the Kodesh Baruch Hu in this world and the manifestation of godliness in this world will not be here. The because of these three sins, Hashchina Mistalekas Min Ha'olam, the Shchina leaves the world. He said, Adam Alfilo Osim Shalochato, even people who didn't sin, Soakim B'Tefila Mitzaras Al Siluk Hashefa, they have to cry out, they feel the pain while they're praying, because of the pain that comes as a result of the Shechina as Siluk Hashrina. In other words, you can't make contact. Being called to be lost in Nishmalamala, the voice of the prayers is not heard up above. Kishari tefillin nanolim al yedech bavonas, because the gates of prayer are locked, sealed, because of these sins. So it's Elohim al shlosha avonos. These are the four sins. Harishon whom man deshkib benida misha shokei v'maisha nida, a person who lives with a menstruant. Because there's no stronger tumah in the world than the tumah that comes from a menstruant. And before Hashem explains, tumah sanida, he cautioned to call tumah sheba'olam, it's more severe than any of the other tumas that you find in the world. Key, why? Nitmecha shochiv imanida, v'kol hamiskarvim alav v'nogim b'chotimeyim imo. So he said that a person who lives with a menstruant, this person has a tumah upon himself, and that anyone who comes near him or touches him or anything he touches becomes also tameh. So every place that they go, they push the Shekhinah out of the world. A little bit more. Let's see what the Mahash has to tell us about this idea. So he says, let me try and get this a little bit lined up a little bit better. So below that it causes really bad sickness al atzmo, but al osa, because there should only been a nida, and also for those children that are born from this menstruation. Because when a man approaches a nida for the purpose of intercourse, also a tumah, the tumah that is inherent inside of her as a result of the passing of the blood, of the possibility of her conceiving. The Tishar B'Kol Ivarm Shalo, so it goes, it jumps onto him, and it remains in all of his limbs and organs. Zeresh and Yodad B'Hosa Shah, so any seed that he gives birth to at that time, Ma'amshichin Allah Ruach HaTumah, brings upon the person a Ruach HaTumah, B'Kol Yomov, Yev the Tumah, and his whole life long, that person will have this Tumah with it. Because the structure, this is what he means to say. The foundation of this person, is a tremendously powerful tumah, they call tumah, and it's stronger than any other tumah that's in the world. Because immediately as a person comes near a menstruant, also tumah, the tumah that is within her, jumps onto him. Pirish tumah, the legas of love. So he says, to say again. That's what happens. The Tuma jumps on him. This is Baruch Fleischman, and this has been the Daily Zohar here. And today is the 17th day of Teves.